Are you brave enough to explore the unknown? Join us on a spine-chilling journey as we uncover the top 10 most haunted places in the world. From abandoned asylums to ancient castles, these locations are infamous for their eerie history and terrifying paranormal activity. So, sit back, turn on the lights, and get ready for a hauntingly unforgettable experience. Eastern State Penitentiary, Philadelphia. The American justice system is to blame for the #1 haunting on this list. Visited by nearly every ghost hunting show or podcast on the internet, Eastern State Penitentiary took solitary confinement to new levels when it was built in 1829. Prisoners lived alone, exercised alone, and ate alone. When an inmate left his cell, a guard would cover his head with a hood so he couldn't see or be seen. The prison had to abandon its solitary system due to overcrowding in 1913, although the forms of punishment did not get any less severe. Chaining an inmate's tongue to his wrists is one example, before it closed for good in 1970. The site now welcomes thousands of visitors every year, both for its museum and Halloween celebrations. Reported paranormal happenings have included disembodied laughter, shadowy figures, and pacing footsteps. Rage and fear still seem to fill these not-so-empty halls. Bonaventure Cemetery, Savannah, Georgia. For over 150 years, Bonaventure has been the final resting place for many Savannah residents, including Gracie Watson. Her monument, a statue of a little girl with her hand on a stump, has become one of the most visited and beloved grave sites in the cemetery. Legend has it that Gracie died at the young age of 6 from pneumonia, and her parents commissioned the statue as a tribute to her. But some visitors claim that they have seen the statue move and even smile or heard the sound of a child's haunting laughter coming from the area. Gracie isn't the only ghost said to haunt Bonaventure. There have been reports of apparitions, strange lights, and unexplained noises throughout the cemetery. So if you're looking for a spooky adventure, Bonaventure Cemetery might just be the place for you. Leap Castle, Ireland. As legend has it, during a struggle for power within the O'Carroll clan, which had a fondness for poisoning dinner guests, one member plunged a sword into his brother, a priest, as he was holding mass in the castle's chapel. The room is now called the Bloody Chapel, and the priest is said to haunt the church at night. The horror doesn't end there, at least not according to the macabre history outlined on Leap Castle's website. During renovations in the early 1900s, workmen found a secret dungeon in the Bloody Chapel with so many human skeletons they filled 3 cartloads when hauled away. The dungeon was designed so that prisoners would fall through a trap door, have their lungs punctured by wooden spikes on the ground, and die a slow, horrific death within earshot of the sinister clan members above. Oriental Theater, Chicago. The Oriental Theater, located in the heart of Chicago's theater district, has a long history of paranormal activity. Built in 1926, the theater has been the site of numerous ghostly sightings and unexplained occurrences. Legend has it that a stagehand fell to his death from the rafters during the theater's construction and now haunts the building. Visitors have reported hearing footsteps, seeing strange, misty apparitions, and feeling an eerie presence throughout the theater. The Oriental Theater in Chicago has been rumored to be haunted by the ghost of a former usher who tragically died in a fire that killed more than 600 people. Visitors and staff have reported eerie footsteps, strange noises, and sightings of a shadowy figure in the theater's corridors. Some even claim to have felt a cold breeze and the sensation of being touched by an unseen presence. Whether it's just a figment of the imagination or something more sinister, the haunting of the Oriental Theater remains a bone-chilling mystery. Gunavir, Iceland. If you already thought Iceland had an otherworldly quality to it, just wait until you hear the story behind Gunnar, the country's largest geothermal mud pool. The area is named after Gunna, a woman who lived on this slice of the Reykjanes Peninsula some 400 years ago. After dying of starvation, her spirit came back home to violently murder her former landlord and his wife. The local townspeople called upon a priest to take care of their little ghost problem, which he solved by casting Gunna into a boiling hot mud pool. While no other supernatural murders have occurred since then, some visitors claim to catch glimpses of Gunna's ghostly figure through the billowing mist of the pools from time to time. Castle of Good Hope, South Africa. A sprawling building near the shoreline of Table Bay in Cape Town, the Castle of Good Hope dates back to 1666, a creepy date for such a place. Originally built by the Dutch East India Company as a replenishment station for ships, the site also served as a military fortress and prison during the Second Boer War from 1899 to 1902. Today, you can tour the fort's many rooms and buildings, including the gruesome torture chamber. But you might want to prepare yourself for a ghost sighting. Back in the 1700s, Governor Peter van Noot condemned several men to be hanged to death. One of the men cursed the governor from the gallows, and the governor died of a heart attack later that day. According to the Castle of Good Hope's official website, his ghost has been haunting the battlements ever since. La Recoleta Cemetery, Buenos Aires. You don't have to be religious to be moved by La Recoleta Cemetery, which features thousands of statues, fairy tale grottos, and intricate tombstones, as well as the remains of Argentina's most iconic figure, Eva Perón. The stone walkways and labyrinth of mausoleums are as beautiful as they are eerie, and Recoleta has a couple of haunted legends of its own. One of the most famous stories involves David Aleno, a former gravedigger and caretaker who worked at the cemetery for 30 years before killing himself. Today, people report hearing Aleno's keys jangling as his ghost walks the pathways at dawn. Al Madam, United Arab Emirates. Located only 40 miles southeast of Dubai, the village was most likely built in the 1970s and deserted shortly after, a fact that local legend attributes to jinn scaring people straight out of town. No one knows whether or not the spirits have lingered, but Al Madam still has a sort of haunted quality to it. Dunes encroaching on the 2 rows of houses and a mosque, sand falling through broken windows like waves, and a seemingly endless sea of sand stretching out in every direction. Poveglia Island, Venice. An island so haunted it's illegal to visit. Less than half a mile from the historic canals of beautiful Venice, Italy, Poveglia Island has served as a quarantine zone for bubonic plague victims, storage space for Napoleon's weapons, and the site of an early 20th century insane asylum. The asylum played host to horrific medical experiments and finally closed for good when a doctor threw himself off the institution's bell tower. Locals still claim to hear echoing chimes from the island, even though the bell was removed decades ago. It's illegal to visit Poveglia Island. Isla de las Muñecas, Mexico, the Island of the Dolls. Hidden among the region's maze of canals, the site is famous for the hundreds of dolls and doll parts hanging from trees and scattered among the grass. While it might look more like a horror movie set, the Chinampa, or artificial island, used to be the residence of a now-deceased man named Julian Santabarrera. After finding a dead girl's body in a nearby canal, Barrera collected and displayed the toys in the hopes of warding off evil spirits. Daring souls can hire a boat and view the island safely from the water, but it's another haunted site on this list that is illegal to visit. Thanks for joining us on this chilling journey through the top 10 most haunted places in the world. We hope that you were as fascinated and intrigued as we were by the stories of these ghostly locations. Remember, these are just a few of the many haunted places that exist in the world, so keep exploring and uncovering the secrets that lie beyond. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with your friends and family, and subscribe to our channel for more thrilling content. Until next time, stay curious and stay spooky.